take a look, make sure everything's working well. Okay, cool. Hey, Fender. Alrighty. I feel like it's been a while since Hey, Pure Guard. Hey, George. I feel like it's been a while since I streamed. Let's take a look. How long has it been? Let's look at my content. It has been, wow, it's been like a month. Damn, a whole month. Yeah, it's it's been so long, mainly just because I had some personal stuff going on, but also school was winding down. I had a bunch of um, exams and everything. So yeah, it's been a lot. But I'm excited to stream. I'll probably be streaming for about an hour and a half, and then I have to go get some groceries for my wife, and yeah, gonna make some food. The question is, what are we gonna do today? I have not personally looked at any of the new Purgatory stuff. I heard that there was a new. I heard that there was a new difficulty, but I haven't looked at any of it. Honestly, I've been pretty busy. So, wow, wow, it hasn't even been that long. We are already at 21. Thank you guys so much. I know it's been a while. Today we can do whatever you guys want to do. I might just do regular, or we might just talk about things because I know there's a new producer letter that's out. Some guild battle changes. I don't know if they changed the guild battle yet. They didn't change the level cap, right? Yeah, these people are still at level 60, level 60, level 60. Yeah, I don't think they changed it yet. Uh, to be honest, it's been so long since I contributed. I don't know. I think it would have like a mark that would say how much until the next level. Yeah, it's been so long. So I guess we can just go over some regular stuff and do some chats. I did get some people asking me about this spawn in particular. I have not done the math on it, but the weapons aren't bad. Like I personally really like these weapons, the anima weapons. Um, the anima weapons are excellent in my opinion because they're non-element. So I can show you. Do do do. It's probably easier to do it this way. So they are non-element. So you can see they give 2 to every single stat, which is excellent for free to play and for newer players. You don't really need to worry about them stacking either. They have no stacking and they don't do bad damage. So I really like the anima, especially for free to play and new players. So that's nice. Who knows how long Pandora will be good though? It's kind of hard to tell. Pandora is definitely one of those characters that's really, really powerful, but could only be powerful for a small amount of time. All right, next thing. Um, they did some an update to one of the things. Apparently, they're changing the time of guild battles. I thought this was kind of interesting. I do agree that guild battles. What am I eating? Cereal. I do agree that guild battles being at exactly the hour really, really sucks because a lot of things happen at the end of an hour. So yeah, hopefully my eating isn't too annoying. Um, hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think this is an overall good change, especially for people in um retail. I remember when I used to work retail, having these guild battles on exactly the hour was always a really, really big pain because you had to leave early, like a few minutes early, and convince, whoever was in charge or tell whoever was under you, hey, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going for my 15-minute break or whatever. And yeah, just not being able to leave directly on the hour. Because a lot of people would be like, well, why don't you leave in a few minutes? And that was always really annoying. So that's kind of nice. Um, we'll have to see though. They also did a change they pushed back the ranked guild battles. I believe they were supposed to be next week or this week or something like that. Man, where are they? Mm, I guess I'm just not going to be able to find them. Yep, can't find it. Um, but I can go over the producer letter. This one was kind of interesting. Um, it's the producer, blah blah blah, talking about adjustments. So they are moving the time about that. They are boosting crystal level cap. That is the reason why I don't like that they keep doing this is because it is a temporary solution to a permanent problem. A team has had this problem for ages now. Um, every few years, they like things get way way easier, and then you can one shot crystals with basically no buffs, and it's like it never changes. That's what's really frustrating about this is that they're just fixing it temporarily again. I want a permanent fix to this, something that's like I don't know. Maybe they can make it so that you can only do 50% of the crystal's HP per time that you are in the crystal assault. You know, this just feels like, yeah, it just feels bad because every few years they do the exact same thing. Um, bu- 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 bum. Okay. I'll do it here as well. A lot of people were making videos on the new purgatory stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, but I really don't like that they keep increasing the level cap crystal. Another thing that to consider is what ends up happening a lot of the time is they will have this problem, and then newer players can't do any damage to the crystal, and it's basically just the whales and the people who've been playing for years who can actually do any damage to the crystal. So this is kind of annoying. I'd like to see a better solution. Player level cap increased by 10. That's not going to be too consequential. They do that every once in a while just to give people extra cost because as they increase costs, people are going to equip less stuff. So they do that pretty normally. They postponed ranked guild battle renewal. Um, Final thoughts. They're looking forward to the 12th anniversary. So we didn't die. A lot of people were worried that we were going to die from Persona, but we didn't. So that's nice. And that's pretty much all of the updates. I think that the 11th anniversary went pretty well, to be honest. It was, um, let's see what else happened. Oh, right. All of these things came out. These new soldier crucible things, and you use these. See if I can find them. Nope. Where are they? There they are. So all these new crystals, they are used for gear awakening. And you can gear awaken all of these gears now, and you need a bunch of these new crystals. So that's kind of interesting. A lot of the gear in here as well, like this is from the purgatory stuff, the and this one too. Um so that's kind of interesting. I think is this one a monster from the purgatory? I don't know. I never did the fire one. Anyway, yeah, there's been quite a few updates. I think they updated the defense gear too. The defense gear didn't get significantly better, but the offense gear did get significantly better. Let's see. There's a notice on that. See if I can find it. Oh, I guess this is information on each of them. Yeah, and I was right. That's the fire monster. That's kind of cool. And then you get all of this gear from each of them, and that's what you'll use. Again, I've never done any of them, but it's really interesting. I've done the old delusion gear quest though, so I imagine it's similar to that. When did they post it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is actually a massive, massive change. They changed these to be constant effects, which is huge. Oh, hey, Lux and Lazy. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. I was just going over all of the Gear Awakening stuff. So these effects are actually massive, huge. And the reason why is because these have now become constant effects. One of the worst things about running Xenos gear previously was that you could proc the Xenos gear. And if you procced the Xenos gear, you were essentially losing lots of damage. And it got even worse when you could triple proc because then you had an even higher chance of procking the Xenos gear. And the Xenos gear is so garbage. It's like when it first came out, it was not bad. But as time has gone on, it has been worse and worse and worse. So these are fantastic changes for all classes. Now, when it comes to specific classes like the main five, these are really good as well. I mean, you're essentially increasing ability power by 30, which is crazy to think about. Plus, we get an extra 5% damage. Nothing changing on the side of the elemental values, so that's good. But yeah, overall, amazing changes. I'm kind of curious. Oh, this boosts ninja? Yo, what? Interesting. So the dual blades boost ninja. Huh. I mean, Ninja isn't really known for its PvE, although recently with the addition of like all the newer abilities, Ninja actually can do PvE quite well. So that's kind of interesting. For these changes, they got bonuses to the amount of effect change, and I think a little bit of the unison damage, or no unison damage. To be honest, I don't really want to click off, but I know that the lowers unison gauge effect. I know for a fact that that is used to be M plus. Well, it definitely was not L plus here. I guess we'll just click off and look at it now. It's kind of annoying that I don't remember exactly what they are. So M plus M plus. Yeah, so they boosted it to L. So that's kind of nice. Um Out of the two pieces of gear though, the weapons are a much better boost than these defense gears. So yeah, I mean, and I don't think the quests are too difficult. I have been able to clear them myself. They're just kind of annoying. Yeah, I just don't do them every single day, so that's my fault. But yeah, I don't think they changed anything about the normal quests, did they? Okay, cool. Yeah, they didn't change anything about normal quests or anything like that. Yeah, I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't really been playing a whole lot of League recently. Let's take a look at this one. Special rules. A maximum of 5 ordeals can occur. Hmm. I don't know what that means. Oh shit, there are 5 now? There used to be 3. Interesting. Reduces physical. Activate time elemental unison attack 5 times. So you have to 5 group time uni, then single uni that does damage, another single uni that does damage. You have to do another 5, and then at least 1 damage with time elemental attack 35 times. Oh, so lots of hits. Interesting. So they kind of brought back Delusion, but not really. Yeah, because these used to be groups of 3. Huh. I wonder what these... I can't see without actually completing them, but I wonder what you can trade for these coins. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that you still have to run with a team. Is anyone? No. All right, well, thing. Does anyone have any questions? If not, then I guess I'll just start doing quests and hanging out. Oh, it's getting hotter outside. I fucking hate it. Um, I think you do need the dragon stuff. How many of those do I have? Do 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 do. Yo, where are my? Oh, there they are. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to do this because each one of these has at least one of them, don't they? Yeah, there's one. There's another one, isn't there? Let me check. Yeah, that's one, and there's the other one. Okay, well, great. I need to do a lot of dragons. All right, we'll do dragons then. Today is light dark, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Mm-mm. All right. I think this is probably fine. And we'll do the easy one first. Oh, you did them solo? Okay, interesting. Did you did you do the hardest one solo? Talk about an old video about a tanky treasure hunter that races to uni before anyone else. Lazy, you had a question about a tanky treasure hunter that races to uni before anyone else, but that's a bit much, I think. Do you have any more like most treasure hunters who are racing are going to be tanky and have low damage. So, are you just talking about like a normal build? You'd have to give more specifics. Lazy says, well, my direct question is about the weapon procs because I don't see a whole lot of gear that gives uni on proc. There isn't a lot of gear that gives uni on proc. I can talk about it though. Wait until after this and I can kind of go over some of the best procs right now. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I don't think I have any of the actual gear unevolved, but oh, not this one. For example, this gear here gives 5 uni and has a proc rate of XXL. When this gear is just an SSR, it has XL proc rate and it still has the 5 uni. And because it's SSR, it gives you far less stats than when you reach UR, like ultra rare. So if you can get it level 5 and low level as an SSR, and you have a bunch of these like I do, they would make for amazing racing sets. Yeah. The worst part about this is that it performs a crit. But if you get your attack should be so low, it shouldn't really matter. Basically, even if even if you double proc, you shouldn't be doing any damage to the enemy. That would be the idea. Yeah, well that's why I make these types of streams and stuff because I know that you guys have questions. So yeah, don't feel bad. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I usually have an answer. If I don't, then I'll just tell you straight up. I don't know. Yeah, but that's the type of gear. Now there are some old pieces of gear that do the same thing. Let's see if I still have any of them. And I used to keep them specifically for racing, but I haven't raced in so long that I think I got rid of them all. Yeah, so they're like these pieces of gear used to be super, super popular. They give unison and they have an L proc rate. Really, what you want is unison gauge gains with as high of a proc rate, with a high as a proc rate as possible. That's what makes good racing gear. So yeah. The heck? Why do I have this? Why do I have this? Interesting. Okay, well. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do the dragon now. Oh. Do you happen to know of any free-to-play options that have those procs, or is it kind of locked to spawn gear? That's a great question. If there were, they would come out in the weeklies like these. Occasionally, there are weapon procs that do that. In fact, occasionally, very rarely, but they do happen every once in a while. Let's see if I can find it. Retrieve. Occasionally, you get some really rare gear like this, which would go to an XL proc rate and procs unison gauge gains when you heal. So this is kind of an interesting. Or did they change this one? Book type. Yeah, it's a praise proc, so it should do, yeah, when a healing ability is used. They just change the activation type. So occasionally you get some really rare gear. This is free to play stuff, so you just have to watch out. Now, if you're like new and you are wanting that specific type of gear, I haven't made a video on it, but what I would suggest if you are really into racing, I would recommend playing a Rook main and playing a treasure hunter in guild battles. So all of your monsters, in order to achieve maximum low attack and low magic attack, you run all of your monsters as defense. Like, let's see if I can find one. I'm sure I have a piece of garbage. There it is. Defense, magic defense. That's what you would run basically all of your monsters as to lower your attack and magic attack. And then you use abilities. Let's see if I can pull up a good set real fast. Because I personally don't race. So abilities like, starting from the far right, misdirection's pretty good. Royal Flash is pretty good. It boosts your unison gauge gains. And I think it does something to the enemy. No? All right, well, it doesn't do anything to the enemy. But misdirection's nice, mainly because it time slices the enemy. So if the enemy is trying to race, then it'll time slice their uni buffs, which is nice. Royal Flash is good. Thievery is pretty good. This one decreases unison gauge gains of the target, so they can't gain as quickly, which is basically the same thing as you gaining. And then this one's not bad. Increases your unison gauge gains. There are a few others as well. This one is good, or it used to be really good for cost recovery, because it's a cost stealing ability. Same thing with this one. But again, all of these, you don't want to be doing any damage. So just keep that in mind. You want to keep your attack and magic attack as low as possible. All right. Let's go back to doing this. I should make a video on how to make a treasure hunter and some basic guild battle strategies. I'll probably do that this summer, to be honest. I should have plenty of time. One of the reasons why I haven't really gotten around to it is because guild battle strats are super complicated. They're super niche. Like, every guild will have a different strategy. and guild battle strats have changed quite a bit, and they change all the time. So it's kind of, I like my videos, especially my guide videos, to be good for years. So that's why I didn't really make a guide video on it, but it's, it is what it is. I guess nobody's running Jewel. That's interesting. I'm only just returning to the game after an almost 7-year break. So I may as well be brand new. Well, welcome back. I think the game is in the best spot that it's ever been in. Of course, a game could always be better, but I actually really think that they've been doing an excellent job of communicating and making the game better, especially more free to play friendly. In years past, it's been very hard to play this game as a free to play player, but it has gotten much, much better in the last few years, which is really awesome. And we are happy to have you back. Feel free to message me at the end of the stream today. So in about an hour, I will be accepting friend requests. It's the only time that I accept friend requests is during streams, just because I get so many friend requests. It just never stops. So I have to make a cutoff and say you can only do it at certain times. Besides, that also incentivizes people to show up. Yo, have you guys heard that MapleStory Classic is finally being made by Nexon, an official version of original MapleStory? I'm so excited for that. Whenever it comes out, I'll be playing that a lot. Oh, I'm dead. Well, there goes 100 AP, dude. But I'm so excited for MapleStory, the classic version. They did a what did they what's it called? They did a closed beta a few months ago, or was it just last month? I think it was just last month. Anyway, um, they did that, and man, I just they look like they changed the game quite a bit, um, and done some balance changes and stuff. But looking at old school MapleStory, man, just brings back memories. I mean, you can invite me now. I guess I should put my tag in here. 210337. Oh, oh, oh. All right. Yeah, I mean, you can. Oh, I probably have a friends list, don't I? No. Oh, okay. Well, let me just make some space. I guess I'll accept this one and then all the other ones. But yeah, so feel free to add me, and then I'll just accept them all at the end. What you in PF for? PF. What am I in PF for? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Adrenaline? Uh oh, Final Fantasy 14 Party Finder. Interesting. I have not ever played Final Fantasy 14. I played some of the original Final Fantasies just a little bit. I never completed any of them. I thought that they were way too difficult. Young Sleepy Sheep was way too dumb for that. To be fair, those original JRPGs were pretty difficult in a lot of ways. But I remember playing like the top down, some of those top down games from Final Fantasy, and I never made it far in any of them. My goodness, my cats were just running around having fun. See, I've gotten back into Apex. I was actually playing Apex with an old friend, one of my best friends. I actually made while playing Unison League. He used to be my old guild leader. We were playing Apex the last few weeks, and it's actually been pretty fun. One of the reasons why I stopped playing Apex is because I get motion sick in that game. There's no way to remove the character bobbing, and that has always gotten to me. But the the game is pretty fun. I hate what they did to the RE45, dude. They gutted the shit out of that gun. It used to be good. Well, okay, the RE45 was never actually good, but it was really fun, at least, to use. Now it's just garbage. I'm a huge party-based JRPG fan, so I've played almost every Final Fantasy game, but Final Fantasy XIV is a very different game. It's closer to World of Warcraft than a typical Final Fantasy game. Yeah, I never played it. I've seen lots of images and videos and stuff, and it looks like a beautiful game, but I personally have not really played Final Fantasy. I know that's kind of, I mean, maybe it's not shocking, but I played, so I never played World of Warcraft beyond the free edition. You could get to like level 5 or something way, way back in the day. They had like these events where you could get to level 5 or level 10 or level 20 or something like that. It was a really low level. And that was basically the extent to which I ever played World of Warcraft. And then years later, when Mist of Pandaria came out, or was basically at the end of Mist of Pandaria, um, I played a little bit, and that was basically it. I mean, I played RuneScape because it was free to play, but of course you had to pay money past, like in order to unlock some of the later contact past the level 40 gear. But I never really made it that far. But RuneScape, I played a lot of RuneScape, and I played a lot of MapleStory because MapleStory was always free, so I just played MapleStory. I didn't have basically any money to spend on me or what I wanted to spend when I was growing up. So like free to play games was where it was at for me. I did have consoles, but hardly any games on any of the consoles. And I only had one console at a time. So a very different experience. But I loved playing phone games as well. One of the main, ooh, there's a harder mode. Should be interesting. One of the main draws that I had to phone games originally was that they were basically all free to play. I remember when Summoner's War first came out, and I was playing that basically non-stop, and I sucked. I was really, really bad at that. Like, just beyond awful. But that's basically. You still play RuneScape? Nice. Um, Thanks for the guides. Gotta go. See you later. And if you want to see anything, if you want to see any specific guides, let me know. I'd be happy to consider it. I get requests for guides all the time. The problem isn't really that the guides would be bad. It's that I have to construct an idea of how I want to make the guide. And some guides I know are like I just out of my element that I would have to do a bunch of research for and stuff like that. So sometimes I just don't have that time, especially now that it's during summertime and school's basically over. I have a lot more time, so that's more of a possibility. But yeah, I'd be willing to do some guides. You still play RuneScape? Yeah, I. The problem that I had with RuneScape was that I was never really a big fan of just clicking on things like trees or um, like fishing. I was a very combat heavy PvP kind of focused kid and still kind of am. I play a lot of Marvel Rivals and Apex, and basically all the games that I play are hyper competitive type of games. Unison League's one of the only games that I play that's like super casual. Um, so yeah, it's kind of weird. Hello, Nebugon. It's kind of weird. I have mixed feelings about RuneScape. I love it because of the nostalgia, especially when um, RuneScape Classic came out. I friends listed it, or I did whatever you had to do to like get it in advance on the phone because I was working a lot at the time. But then when the game actually came out, I completely forgot about it. And so when everyone was like playing and it was at its peak, I just kind of completely forgot. And then years later, I still don't have the time for something like RuneScape, but yeah. One of the main things that I really dislike about RuneScape is that my main on RuneScape was banned, and I never used to bot. I used to do everything like fair and square. And the more that I played, the more that I realized that it didn't matter how fair I played. Other people were getting way ahead of me for botting. And that just kind of turned me off to the game. And so I was like, all right, whatever. And I came back. And when I came back, I was like, look, if everyone else is botting and I basically have to bot in order to play this game, then I guess I'll bot. And so my long time character botted for the first time, and then like a week later they dropped the massive ban hammer and they banned that like their massive ban wave, and they banned me. And I was like, well, I've played fair and square for years and years and years, and now you're gonna ban me. All right, I just quit. That was basically it, and I haven't played RuneScape since. um so But to be fair, you shouldn't bot on a game, so kind of my fault. Almost all I do is PVM in RuneScape. I have no idea what PVM. I don't care for skilling content. Oop, everyone died. This doesn't seem too hard. Nobody. I'm just trusting that Earl knows what he's doing because nobody abandoned this quest when people got popped. So I'm just trusting that it's actually not that hard. Um, let's see. We got some other. Yeah, the game still has an insane bot issue. Great. That's RuneScape. That's what I remember about it. Huh. Oh, doing a little bit of damage. I guess I'll jump just for safety. But it's almost all real world trade bots. Ew. The game flat out keeps Venezuelans economy running right now. Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't like about RuneScape was the economy just felt super Like I literally had to know life in order to be able to buy anything on the shop because the economy was just so inflated. And yeah. Oh, and he's dead. All right, nice. PVM just means player versus monster. Yeah, I remember there was some of the things like the greatest things that I really loved about RuneScape was when you hit a new high number. So, for example, you would hit like five, and then you would hit six for the first time ever, and it was like, holy shit, a six! That's I remember old school RuneScape like that, and man, I loved it. I loved it. Back when I was a kid, it was a lot of fun. Now I don't really have the same passion or time. Most of the time, I enjoy PvP type games mainly because I can push myself. Like I can see myself improve as I play the game, and I think that that's more rewarding to me than watching the level of a character improve. So that's just my 2 cents on it, but that's why I play a lot of PvP. Also, I feel like I enjoy really, really hard fights. Like one of the things that, so my best friend and I, we used to play Halo 2 and 3, all of Halo 2 and 3 over the course of a weekend on legendary mode, on the hardest mode, because it was just like it was the only thing that would be fun. It was the only thing that would challenge us. And we'd play basically nonstop all day, every day for an entire weekend to beat it. And I loved it. One of the things that I really dislike about PvE, any type of player versus environment or questing or anything like that, oftentimes the monsters are just they're not difficult to fight. They're just so overinflated in HP that it feels like a perfectionist match. It's like you just have to play perfectly in order to win, which in my opinion does not feel as rewarding as playing well or unique. Like I used to play a game called Guns back in the game, and it was like a super fast PvP type game. And I didn't actually. Let's click back. How much prestige did this quest give me? It probably did not give me that much. It what? Yeah, was it even worth? Is this even worth running continuously? Probably not. I got 570. Hell no. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a normal quest. Oh, that's not the normal quest. Yeah, so and I feel like I don't know. Oh, another thing that kind of pissed me off was in order to make things more difficult, they just increase the damage that the monsters deal. It's like that's not more creative. I feel like most of the time when I one of the reasons why I love fighting in PvP is because humans are so creative. Like a human at a high level will do something in something like Rocket League or an Apex that I've never seen before. And they're so creative, like something that I would have never thought to have done. A computer can't really think in the same way. And so that's the reason why I don't really. Oh no, don't be a Timberian. No. Ah, he just. That gives me so much pain. That gives me so much pain. If you ever die in a quest, never, ever, ever revive. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, yeah, I just like the creativity of humans. They always do something that you never expect, which a computer can't really do. I have the same feeling from MMOs. That's why I'm doing the ultimate raids on Final Fantasy 14. Insanely difficult content, cosmetic rewards only. The difficulty is the fun part. I do agree. There is some aspect that's fun. For example, like when Delusion Quest first came out, they were so difficult, but and it did take a lot of strategy. It does take, there is kind of like it's a double-edged sword, right? I do like it in some aspects, the really really difficult quests that essentially give no purpose except for just cosmetics. Like I do enjoy that, but I feel like a lot of PvE is just not for me. I enjoy Unison League's PvE though because I can auto it. Man, my monsters are just dreadful. Oh, I started doing tutoring too. That's been something new that I've been doing. Tutoring math online. It's been kind of enjoyable. The kids I had to deal with are really young, and it's super simple math, but kind of interesting. It's been a long time since I've done tutoring in a specific subject like math. Most of the time it's like video games for me nowadays. People ask questions and I have to give like a full paragraph response or whatever. Are there any other fun games that have come out? Not really. I um I couldn't sleep about 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. And I was watching a bunch of old videos on Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. And I don't know why, I just came up with this card game and I wrote out all of the rules that kept like these ideas just kept popping into my head. And so I wrote them all down. And I was like, okay, maybe if I write them all down, I'll finally be able to go to sleep. And I wrote them all down, and I ended up playing the card game with one of my friends. It was actually pretty fun. I'm not super big into card games. The main reasons why I don't like what I feel like I don't like card games is because I suck at them. Like I just straight up I'm awful at card games. I prioritize power. A lot of card games is it's all about drawing lots of cards and then using like a super specific strategy to win. Dude, I've never ever been able to make a deck of cards by myself and done well with it. I've basically always copied decks off of like offline, and the furthest I ever made it in something like Hearthstone was rank 2 or whatever. I never made it to rank 1, and I never made it into like the top 2000 or 1000 or whatever the heck it was. But that was with a deck that was somebody else's deck. If I did anything, if I tried to make my own deck, I think the furthest I ever made it was like rank 7. I just suck at making decks. But I just had this idea in my head of like this card game, and you don't draw any cards. You draw all the cards at the very beginning of the game, and it's kind of not really a card game. It's kind of like a mixture of a card game and a war game, an old war game. There's not a lot of there's not dice or anything like that, but it was kind of interesting, and I might end up expanding it. And it was quite a fun game. I'm kind of interested though. I'd need to add a lot more cards and do a lot more things to it, change some of the rules around. But yeah, it was honestly it was kind of fun. Hey, that's still cool though. I ain't got the brain power to be a tutor to other people. So it's interesting. I think that most people can tutor. especially math, like early level math. If somebody says, okay, you've got a like you're adding big numbers, for example, like 151 plus 210, right? Like most people can do that in their head. And I feel like once you write it out on a piece of paper, I think most people could help a young kid through that type of problem. Like it's not that difficult, but a lot of people, you never know until you do it. So if you've never tutored somebody before, especially even in something simple, I don't think you should cut yourself short. I think you're more than capable of teaching somebody basic level math. I'm a big Magic the Gathering nerd. I like making a synergistic pile of cardboard. Yeah, so I used to play a ton of Magic the Gathering. And one of the things that always drew me to Magic the Gathering was insane card combos specifically related to races. So merfolk decks or elf decks. The best deck I ever made was a vampire deck. I think I have it. Yep, I see it right there. It's on my shelf. And I loved vampire decks. It was the only deck that I could actually play well with. But like, I always loved stylistic decks. I was garbage at Magic the Gathering. One of my friends was an absolute beast at Magic the Gathering. He was just like super smart in person, but also really like talented with making decks. Whew. He's gone to tournaments and stuff and done really well, but it's just not for me. I just can't make a deck very well. Also, one of the things that I really disliked about Magic the Gathering was drawing completely dead hands. So when I was thinking about like my card game, I was thinking, okay, how can I make a card game that you basically can't draw dead? And my solution was you draw basically your entire deck, almost your like half of your deck you draw at the very beginning of the game. And then you basically can't draw dead. I mean, there's always a possibility that you still draw dead, but at least there's always a chance for you to fight back when you have that many cards in your hand, and then you don't worry about card draw because you've only drawn once the entire game. I might end up, if it becomes like a popular, or if I enjoy it enough and I release like some stuff, I might release the game. I do want to make some like handmade cards. The game itself is pretty easy and self-explanatory. Like it took me my best friend read it. The I wrote like 9 pages of rules, but the game is really simple. When we actually started playing, it took him about 30 seconds to figure it out. So the game itself is not difficult. But I think the main difficulty comes in actually balancing that type of game, especially since I'm not considered like an amazing type of card game player. Magic the Gathering ice cream? Magic the Gathering ice cream. I don't think I've ever heard of Magic the Gathering. Oh, Magic. Why? Wait, it auto translated Magic the Gathering is lit AF as Magic the Gathering ice cream. That is crazy. That is an insane translation. I like tribal stuff as well. My table, however, is not thrilled about my tribes of choice being Slivers and Eldrazi. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Magic the Gathering. I haven't played new Magic the Gathering in a long time. So it's kind of interesting. I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! How you were supposed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, what's up, Kane? I never played a Yu-Gi-Oh! How you were supposed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And as a result, I never really learned how to play the game, never really did anything with it. So I don't know why I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh videos recently, but it's kind of interesting seeing how powerful that game is. Like you basically win turn one in the modern game, which is ridiculous in my opinion. It takes you like 30 minutes to draw all of the cards out of your deck that you need to win, and then you just win on the spot, which is interesting, but it doesn't sound fun. And I played Pokemon a little bit when I was growing up, but I didn't really. So I was like an only child, and I basically always just played against myself. And Pokemon, I was never really very good at. It's kind of interesting though. I have an Espeon, which is one of the shiny Espeons. Let's see if I can post a picture of what the shiny Espeon looks like. It's from like one of the really rare decks when Wizards of the Coast was printing Pokemon cards and was trying to kill Pokemon at the time. And so they basically printed none of these cards and they were super rare. And so like when Pokemon was really, really big a few years ago, I went through one of my like a bunch of my old cards, and I found one of these old cards that I had is like worth money, which is awesome. See if I can. I can't read it. It's too small. All right. I'm just gonna have to look online. Hope it pops up. Oh, there it is. Found it. Let's see. Pricing chart. Do, 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 do. And go back to the stream. Where's the stream? There's a link to the Pokemon that I have. That's the bad boy that I've got. And Espeon, by the way, is way better than Umbreon. Espeon is the best of the Eevee evolutions. Anyone who says otherwise is just wrong. And it's kind of interesting. I did buy some like really fascinating when the Pokemon craze was really big. I did look through a bunch of old cards and stuff, and I did buy some cards. So that was actually a really fun thing to do. And I wanted to, it's kind of sad that Magic the Gathering doesn't do the same thing. But I was never really big into Magic the Gathering just because I sucked at it. I mean, I remember I used to run Angels a lot too. I was horrible at Magic the Gathering. That's basically it. Another reason why I didn't like Magic the Gathering was because it costs so much. Like you have to make a new deck every like 6 months or something like that. Let's see, how many cards are in a set of Magic the Gathering? How many cards are in a set of Magic the Gathering? 250 to 300 cards. Okay, how long does this last? How long does a set of Magic the Gathering last in standard format? Which, by the way, when I used to play, oh, it's 3 years now? I feel like when I used to play Magic the Gathering, it did not last that long, which was really sad. But anyway, I just didn't have the money for it. And when Hearthstone came out, dude, I played the shit out of Hearthstone. Hearthstone was so much fun. And I sucked at that game too. But I still played it. The cost is why I only play Commander and I proxy everything. That, and I'm not thrilled about Wizards doing more collaboration stuff than actual in-universe sets. So that's what I was about. So that's what I was getting around to, right? So I didn't play a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff, and although I spent probably the most amount of money, total money on Magic the Gathering, I still sucked at it. I always wanted there was a really amazing Merfolk deck that was like a few $100s back in the day. I always wanted this like beautiful Merfolk deck, and I just didn't have any of the cards for it, and I really sucked at Magic. Anyway, the the Magic, so like because I've been watching all of these videos on Yu-Gi-Oh, which I never played, I have been stopping by the card section at Target and Walmart and like all the other random retail stores, and I've been stopping by there, and I saw Avatar: The Last Airbender on a Magic the Gathering set, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Let's see, Avatar set Magic the Gathering, dude. It's like I didn't look at any of the cards, but I saw Aang on the front of the Magic the Gathering set, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is this? And the more that I looked, Yu-Gi-Oh was doing the same thing. Yu-Gi-Oh is doing a collab with some anime. Who knows about like all of the random animes? But I saw it, and I was like, what the hell is this? I was so tempted to buy that pack because it was the last pack of Magic the Gathering, the Last Airbender that was on the shelves at this Target, and I was like, dude, holy shit! And I really, really, really wanted to buy it, and my wife was like, no, but I probably would have bought it if it weren't for the fact that I have never in my life drawn anything that was good. Every time that I ever played Magic the Gathering, the best cards that I ever got were the ones that I purchased from a local shop. That's what stopped me. Because like, I don't know. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I just knew when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want to buy that, but I know for a fact that I would draw absolute shit, and it would be just garbage. But yeah, I feel like Magic the Gathering, the collectability does not feel as good as I don't know. But playing Commander is crazy, by the way. Commander is like you can lose in a Commander match in like the first round, which I don't understand the appeal of any game that can be over in like 30 seconds. That to me doesn't seem fun. But old um old Magic the Gathering used to take a while. Like all my friends and I, we used to hang out and play a game of Magic the Gathering. A single game of Magic the Gathering may take 20 minutes or 30 minutes to do because the monsters were so weak. But now it just feels like the power creep is insane, especially with something like Commander. And I believe Commander is like you can play anything, right? That's my opinion, or that's my understanding of it. My best open was a Masters Mana Vault, which I sold on the spot for $750. What is Masterpiece Mana Vault? Oh, I have never seen this in my life. It's a pretty card though. It's definitely a pretty. Oh right, I forgot about the rarities, dude. This like the red mark on Magic the Gathering cards, dude. I completely forgot about that. I think I drew a total of like five red cards out of the few $1,000s that I spent on Magic the Gathering. It was really really bad. There was one time where my friend invited me to a Magic the Gathering. It was like a card pack opening where you open up packs, right? And then you like take one card or something like that from it, and then you pass the packs down the line and everyone grabs a card. Dude, one of the packs that I opened had a red card in it, and the buy-in to this tournament was like $15, and this card that I drew was like $40, and I took the card. I had no idea how much it was. It was just a red card, so I just took it. It was garbage. I lost the first round. I was out immediately. I took this card though, and I sold it back to the shop that I had like that was doing the thing, and I made like $20. The card was only worth like $40. Um, like that's how much they gave me, so they were probably selling it for like 50 or something, 50, 60, something like that. And then I never went back to that shop. I was like, I came here, made 20 bucks, lost instantly, and I'm just gonna go home. Oh, Commander has its own ban list. Yeah. See, that's annoying though, isn't it? Like if you own a card, it would be so annoying if you couldn't play it. Like I would be annoyed if I couldn't play a card that I had spent. Like if I had spent even a certain amount of money on, like $10, and I couldn't play the card. That just seems like bad game design, in my opinion. Like the game designers just didn't intend for this card to be that powerful. Masterpiece is a rarity and Mana Vault is the card. Okay. Masterpiece is the rarity. Oh, yeah. Well, just shows you how much I know. Dude, that's crazy. This I didn't realize that this Espeon had increased in price so much. Because when I bought this Espeon, or like when I originally checked this Espeon price, it was like $1,200. Now it's like 4K, and it's just sitting on my wall. It's displayed, of course, but yeah, very interesting. So if maybe I'll make some more rules for the card game, and then I'll ask you guys to play it, and or if anyone wants to play it, and tell me what you think. And then maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a GoFundMe. I wonder how expensive it is to print cards. Because you can go to any gas station and buy a full deck of 52 cards for like $2. Well, Google is saying that it's anywhere from 10 cents to $8 per card. It's kind of interesting. Oh, this is like a whole website of. So, okay, let's say that I wanted to make 100 different cards, which is crazy. Number of prints per card. I don't know. We'll say like 50. How many cards is that? 5,000 cards? That seems like an excessive amount of cards. Um, okay, I mean, like, it's not as much as I thought. If I wanted 5,000 cards, it would be $2,500. That's not bad. How much if I just wanted like one of each card? $400. $400 for 100 cards? It's not that bad. I wonder what trading like. I wonder what rarities they have, or if they're all kind of similar. You know, interesting. Or if they do like shiny cards as well. Huh. Well, that's an interesting possibility. All right, I think I got some friend requests. Okay, cool. Wow. 4 friend requests. I have to make space. A lot of these are like old friends of mine. Okay, I don't know this person, so I can remove them. Don't know this person. Don't know this person. Don't know this person. Holy shit, I got 9? Oh my gosh. Okay. Horsemaster. Who is Horsemaster? Stable. Interesting. I hate to circle back to this again, but for racing on Treasure Hunter, should I not be going the Xeno bow, seeing as I want to the lowest attack? Yeah, you don't want any Xenos gear as a Treasure Hunter. You don't want Xeno or Sopho gear except for the defense gear. You want the defense stuff. You don't want any offensive stuff. You want as low attack and magic attack as you can get. Carapado. I'm running out of people I don't know. I don't know this person. I don't know this person. Or Kaya. Don't know this person either. Okay. Cool. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. It's kind of sad. I should have timed this around Mobius. That would have been fun to run with you guys. Oh, yeah, I'm out. I'm completely out of cost. What is there to do? Oh, I could do the Awakening quests because I always forget to do those. You guys are welcome to join, by the way. If you want, you'd have to type in the room number. What do you think about the new abilities from the Xenos weapons? I talked about them earlier. I think that they are fantastic. The main reason, Neem, is because it removes the active ability part of the Xenos abilities, or at least it should, such that you can no longer proc the Xenos gear, which is amazing. Procking Xenos gear always sucked. It was the worst part about the Xenos gear was that you would proc it, and yeah, just dreadful. So now that you can't proc it, it makes it incredibly good, like much better, which is awesome. Okay, I guess we'll just go with the 4 of us. Shouldn't be too hard. Dude, Craig. Craig looking hella badass. Why do I have shiny? What the? Oh! Well, that was that was fast. Oh no. Oh man. Did I ever make a set specifically for this? I think this is it. Okay. I'll just, I'll just run it back by myself. Hey, are you doing the Lancer Crucible? I will. I will do all of the Crucibles and I'll call it. I think first time mage getting 5 hit dual scaling abilities. Yeah, I agree. The new abilities for mages have been quite good. I do think that mages are now viable. The distance between a good mage and a good lancer is shrinking. I still think that there is a gap, but I don't think it's that big anymore, which is nice. I guess I'll throw this guy. Yeah, Jonathan, I will be doing Lancer Crucible after this. And I'll do all the Crucibles, so you guys are welcome to join. Oh no, this is gonna take me forever, man. Made a mistake. These are always so annoying to run. I mean, I could do. You're welcome to join the Crucible as well. Just make sure you have Reflect on, because you're gonna be like me and kill yourself. Damage Reflect. That's gonna be big Sag. Dude, this monster doesn't want to take damage. Maybe this will be enough to actually beat it. Come on. Take big damage. Man, it still does not do a lot of damage. Yeah, see, these don't feel difficult. They're just time consuming. Holy smokes, at this rate, it's going to take me forever. I might not be able to do them all because I do need to go at around in just a little bit, like a few minutes. This one crucible is taking me so long. Interesting. The music's kind of cool, though. Maybe it would go faster if I ran proper sets against these instead of just running one, like, all-rounder set. Okay, now onto the Lancer Crucible. Let's run a water set. That should make it go faster. Nope, not this. Somebody wanted to join. You guys are welcome to join. People with this constantly curious about. Curiosity got the best of me. How does it work? Because, for example, I know focus is attack and get the enemies on break. I'm also Jigen. Jigen. Oh, hey. Wow, nice attack. That is pretty gnarly. We'll have to see how long this one takes. Oh no, 2 people died? And I didn't bring the most powerful ability, Forbidden Temptation. It's kind of annoying. Should have, but I didn't. Ooh, that's good. Okay, it does go a lot faster when I have the right set on. So we can probably still do them all. Just have to go a little bit faster. All right, next one is Archer, so I need a fire set. It's all good. I appreciate you guys helping. Makes things go faster. All right, fire set. Holy smokes, that's low attack. What monsters do I have? Huh. Interesting. Let's add this guy. That should make it go much faster. Man, this is a really old set. The double healer. Oh, no way. And they're both attack healers. Dude, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that defense is unbelievable. Damn. I got the mega the mega whales with me. Yeah, definitely need to update this set. It has been way too long. Oh my gosh, I have an adjuration proc? Holy smokes. Yeah, I guess we can't wait. Can't wait forever for him. Oh my gosh. Dude, these buffs are insane. Hello, Invincible. I believe we call them the Giga Chad gamers. The Giga Chad gamers? Yeah. Yeah, I got all the Giga Chad gamers with me now. That's why it's going so fast. Man, I am not doing the damage. Somebody else is doing damage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, somebody just did massive damage. Who was it? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was um the two clerics that did that massive damage near the end. But I'm not sure. Is it faster? Is it the faster you clear, the more slates you get? That is a great question. I think that clearing fast has no bearing, but I don't know. What's next? Mage? Okay, so we need a light and star. Do I have? Okay, that should be good enough. What are my stats? Ooh, they're not that bad actually. These are not that bad of stats at all. 77 with 2 mil on each. Nice. Nice. Dude, Onyx defense is just so gnarly. My goodness. All right. Is it just two more? Just two more. I think it's just two more. Oh, one of the cats is throwing up. You okay, Dusk? You probably ate another rubber band, didn't you? Oh. Well, let me go clean that up real fast. Poor guy. Be right back. You okay? Oh yeah, look at that. You ate something you shouldn't have. Uh, looks like plastic. Yeah. He loves them. You okay, bub? Oh, poor guy. All right, I am back. Two more to go, and then I have to call it because I do need to get somewhere before they close. So, Dark and Star. Let's see, make sure my abilities are good. This one's better. Also, I don't think I need this, so this one's probably better. Okay. And monsters look pretty good. Okay. Dark and Star. All right. Oh, does this one heal itself? Oh, that is really annoying. I'm the only one who got hit? Oh, no. I'm the only one who got hit with it. That was super unfortunate. Yeah, you guys should probably uni without me, to be honest. Yeah. There's just no way I'm getting uni. Alright, I think it's dead now. There's no way this monster's lasting more than a minute. Holy smokes. Oh yeah, big damage. Yeah, there you go. Big damage. All right, one more to go. The light, or the time one. Are the showcase weapons slash monsters the same rarity as the monsters in Spawn? What are you talking about? For the for this Spawn, no. The weapons are 44 cost. Light and dark. Let's take a look at my abilities. Okay, cool. Ninja. All right. Last run, and then I've got to go. I mean, pull rates on hitting a weapon or armor piece versus hitting a monster. Usually it's skewed towards the lowest cost in the grouping. So if there are 50% 45 cost and 50% 44 cost, you're more likely to hit the 44 cost, even though that there are an equal number. Usually that's how they set it up. Which is why some spawns are worth it and other spawns are not. Kind of depends. Oh no, we lost one. No. Ooh, that's a good buff. Oh, snap. We got two of them. All right, the only thing that we're missing is the crest. which I can drop. And then it's pretty much GG. Oh, you've already done them all? Okay, well, I appreciate that you came in and helped. It does help me quite a bit, saving time and all that. Kill it. Do it. Very nice. Very nice. Man, we got some really low rolls at the end there. Very unfortunate. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I had a great time, even though it wasn't super long. This is one of the shorter ones. I should get back to weekly streaming every once in a while. If you end up adding me in the next, like 5-10 minutes, I'll accept it. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and I will catch you guys later.